Hello everyone, my name is Reno. Welcome back to this channel. Today's video is going to be another entry to my video series I'm calling the Olfactory Library, where I share to everyone here on YouTube my love for fragrances. If you're new here, thank you so much for spending time with me today. But if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for tuning back in. Now, it has been recently announced that the House of PENHALIGON'S is releasing a new addition to their series of fragrances called the Portraits Collection. Now, I am a big fan, to be honest, of the Portraits Collection. Each of the perfumes belong to a certain character that is intertwined in this whole story under the umbrella of the Portraits Collection, and each character is portrayed by a different animal head. You have, for example, Blazing Mr. Sam with the head of the bull. You have Terrible Teddy with the rhinoceros. Now, for this new perfume that they are releasing very soon, actually they've already released a few samples of this in the UK. You can actually go to their website and sample this perfume. This is going to be called the Omniscient Mr. Thompson with the elephant head. Now, just basing on the bottle, I am already in love with this perfume. I am a big fan of the Portraits Collection because of how beautiful the bottles are. This bottle for the new perfume is so perfect. This perfume, based on the website, only has 3 credited notes, and they are pink pepper, orris, and sesame seeds. Now, based on early reviews from people on the internet who were able to try this perfume earlier on, said this is a boozy, creamy iris. This is supposed to be PENHALIGON'S answer to the ever-famous rise of the note of iris in the world of perfumery, which, if I may say so, I think it's kind of late, but we'll see how different this is. We'll see how unique this is. We'll see how this will hold against the other iris-centered perfumes that have already made a mark in the market. But for today's video, we are not just going to talk about this new upcoming release. I realized that I'm still yet to give you my top favorites from this line of perfumes. I actually have quite a few in my collection, and we are going to revisit some of them today. For today's video, I have 9 perfumes to talk about. Let's start with number 9, and this is Terrible Teddy. This perfume only has 3 credited notes of incense, leather, and ambroxan. This has the figurehead of a rhinoceros. Now, this is quite a simplistic perfume. Now, this is created by Quinton Biche, and this actually is very reminiscent to his other perfumes that he created for other brands, such as the Kenzo Homme Eau de Toilette Intense by Kenzo and Ganymede from Marc Antoine Barrois. For a figurehead of a rhinoceros, I was actually expecting for this to be a lot more intense. You know, when you think of rhinoceros, you would think of the backdrop of a very hot, sunny Africa, but this actually is a lot more simpler than that. I think the easiest way for me to describe this perfume is if you love softer leather perfumes, if you like a molecular leather perfume, you go for this one. It's almost very clean, slightly dusty, slightly transparent, but if that is what you're looking for, something that has a character, something that has quite a presence and boldness, but you want it to be quite timid, this perfume is going to be for you. And just like the other perfumes that I have mentioned that he created as well, Quinton Biche, this perfume does not fall short with compliments. A lot of people love this DNA, and I think for what it's worth, this is still a really beautiful perfume. Now, for the next perfume, this is probably the most famous from the Portraits Collection. This is Changing Constance. This perfume has key notes of cardamom, pimento, caramel, vanilla, and tobacco. This has a figurehead of goat. Is this a goat? But this perfume is very famous among the ladies, and because it has a woman's name on it, Constance. But to my nose, this is very unisex. It is quite sweet, slightly woody, slightly spicy. It has this smoky quality that I think, to me, this is what I had expected for By the Fireplace by Maison Margiela should smell like. And the caramel note here is just perfect. It's not overly sweet, it's not overbearing. If you love caramels in perfume, and if you love a very well-balanced caramel perfume, those that are not too sweet, you are going to love this perfume. For the next perfume, this is Bewitching Yasmin. This perfume has keynotes of coffee, cardamom, vanilla, oud, and incense. This is very reminiscent to another perfume that is also very famous from the house of PENHALIGON'S, which is Babylon, which is a spicy vanilla perfume. Think of that perfume with the vanilla slightly toned down with a little bit of oud. Now, if you don't like the note of oud, don't be afraid about this perfume because the oud here is very friendly, very mass appealing. It's not the Middle Eastern kind of oud. It's very approachable. It just creates this sort of like smoky, woody backbone to this perfume. And it has this transparent vanilla at the background that's kind of just like, you know, softens the spiciness and the woodiness of this perfume. I think this is a really good and well blended perfume. I think, well, to be honest, a lot of the perfumes here, or all of the perfumes in this line, is actually perfectly well balanced and not overpowering. For the next perfume, if I am going to rank this just based on which one is my most favorite bottle, I think this would be at the number one. However, we are basing this one obviously according to how they actually smell. This is the Tragedy of Lord George. This perfume only has 4 credited notes of woods, brandy, amber, and tonka bean. Now this perfume has the figurehead of a male deer. Look how beautiful this bottle is. For a couple of years after this was released, when you go to the boutique of PENHALIGON'S, there is actually a larger version of this bottle with this figurehead being displayed inside their boutique, where you can see it calling your attention when you pass by their boutique. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's woody, boozy, slightly creamy. A lot of people have described this to like a modern fougere. I kind of see where that sentiment is coming from. It has prominent woody and boozy notes. I think just really makes this perfume very gentlemanly, very dapper, very well dressed. Unfortunately, this is one of those perfumes in this collection that are poor performing. They don't last very long, but honestly, I don't mind it at all. The bottle and the smell, this should have been in the top 5, but you know, I just so happen to love the other perfumes in this collection. At the number 5 spot, we are going to The World According to Arthur. This perfume has keynotes of vanilla, incense, grapefruit, musk, and tonka bean. Now this perfume has the figurehead of a dragon. This probably would be my number 2 if we are going to base it on the bottle design. It has the figurehead of a dragon because this is supposed to be based on Arthur's travel to the east, basically Asia. And that is why this perfume has a prominent incense note that you can smell through and through from the beginning to the end of this perfume. But here, the vanilla is slightly more prominent than the incense. It's sort of more in the background. If you love an incense and vanilla perfume, but you want more vanilla, this perfume is going to be for you. At the number 4 spot is a perfume that really surprised me a lot. This is the Ruthless Countess Dorothea. This perfume has keynotes of ginger, cinnamon, bergamot, mate, and vanilla. Now this perfume has the figurehead of an owl. This took me by surprise because the first time that I have tried this perfume, I was perplexed, and to be honest, I was kind of actually didn't like it because I couldn't understand what was going on in this perfume. But over time that I keep on, you know, revisiting this whole collection, including this perfume, I slowly grew to love this perfume. It's very warm, it's very unique, it's nothing like anything out there. It's warm, it's spicy, it's definitely for those people who love the note of ginger, because the ginger in here is very prominent, and you add to the smokiness of the mate note. You have that fizzy booziness that is from the wine as well. This is perfect for those very cold winter nights. This reminds me of those nights where I would go out with my friends, have drinks in the city, go home and, you know, sit on the couch with a cup of tea. This has the kind of like juxtaposition of those events. If you're on a hunt for something that is unique, that is not anything like you've ever put your nose on before, try this perfume. You will not be disappointed. For the next perfume, we are going to the Blazing Mr. Sam. This perfume has key notes of cardamom, cinnamon, black pepper, tobacco, and patchouli. Now this perfume has the beautiful figurehead of a bull with this beautiful blue colored juice. I don't know if you could see that. Now this perfume, just a little caveat, is very similar to the very famous original Halfeti, and apparently this perfume was created by the same perfumer who created Halfeti. So if you love that perfume, I think you will also love this one as well. But what you get with this perfume is this very spicy perfume that is dominated by this beautiful combination of the cardamom and the cinnamon and this beautiful backbone of tobacco. You have to love spicy perfumes for you to appreciate this perfume. Very, very beautiful perfume. Check this out if you love spicy perfumes. At the number 2 spot, we have the Inimitable William PENHALIGON. This perfume has key notes of bergamot, vetiver, woods, incense, and ambroxan. I love this perfume so much. It smells very smooth, very well dressed, very well put together. This smells like a person who is clean but made a lot of effort, who wears suit and tie to work. This to me smells like a very dapper young gentleman who is not imposing, very well mannered, knows how to dress, and knows how to handle himself in a crowd. But a little caveat, there's something about this perfume that smells like, you know, a classic men's cologne. But I think that's where a lot of the beauty of this perfume comes from. This is very sexy, but more of sexy in an intelligent, successful kind of way. So if that's what you're into and if that's what you're trying to achieve, I think you need to visit a PENHALIGON'S counter and try this perfume. Now, before we go to the number 1 spot, I want to make a special mention to a perfume that I'm so sad I broke the bottle. This is The Revenge of Lady Blanche. If you were following me on Instagram, I actually posted a story of it, of how I broke this bottle when I moved here to Australia. I guess that's inevitable when you're transporting bottles in luggages. There's really, you know, a big chance for it to get chipped, break, or even worse, totally break into half. And that's what happened with this perfume. I'm just so glad that I was able to wrap it securely with bubble wraps and lots of tape on it, that I was able to salvage most of the juice, to be honest. And it's here in this plastic bottle now. If I still had the original bottle, this perfume would have been within the top 5 because of how beautiful this perfume is. I love this perfume so much, but I don't know, I just couldn't put it in the top 5 anymore because it's not in its original bottle. But for my number 1 spot, I'm kind of embarrassed that I put it in here because I'm not sure if this is still available, but I am sure that this is an exclusive perfume to the Harod's boutique in London. This is the remarkable success of Mr Harrod. This perfume has key notes of raspberry, plum, tobacco, oud, and cinnamon. Now, to be honest, I really didn't want to put this here at the top because of, you know, this is an exclusive perfume to the Harod's boutique. But I wanted to be true and, you know, be honest with you guys on what I really like. And this is what I love the most out of all the perfumes that I have from the house of PENHALIGON'S. Well, at least from the Portraits collection. For some reason, I get a boozy quality from this perfume. It smells like a boozy plum, slightly spicy and slightly smoky from the tobacco. It smells expensive. This smells like a very formal perfume. If you wear this perfume to a formal occasion, you are going to smell like you're the main event. Like I said, it has this beautiful plum note in here, but you also have the raspberry to kind of give you a fruity, juicy edge in the background. But overall, this is a very well put together perfume, very sexy, very formal. I don't think there is any way you can dress down this perfume, but hey, in this channel, we always say, at the end of the day, these perfumes are just liquid in a bottle, so I don't think it matters whether you wear this casually or in a formal event. But like I said, beautiful perfume with a figurehead of a bear. I don't know how the bear is relevant to Mr. Harrod or the smell, but this is very, very beautiful. And that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for spending time with me today and watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making this one. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't yet, and don't stop there. Hit the notification bell if you want to be notified if I do upload more contents like this in the future. But as always, thank you so much. Wherever you are, I hope you're staying safe, stay curious, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!